Okay. When people say Merry Christmas or something, I understand what they mean, right? When people say Happy Easter, I'm not exactly sure what they mean when they say Happy Easter, but it's different for different people, I suppose. Um, being a Christian myself, it is an amazing time to be alive. It's a bit bigger event than Christmas, you know. I don't know I don't know what it means to people. I see it's a lot of chocolate and eggs and bunny rabbits and sticks and water, depending upon which part of the world that you live in. Um, well, it's interesting. There are many roads in life. There are many paths that people can go down, and there are many beliefs and religions, and most, if not all of them, offer something positive to people that they need. Um, but we wouldn't have any holidays if there weren't any holy days. So so I think that's the first thing to note. We would probably be working all the time, and there would be no weekend. Um, and I think it's interesting that we live in a Western culture or Western society that was built on predominantly Christian values, that they gave us everything that we define as good in the world. And I think it's very important to recognize what is good, because life is long and difficult and complicated, and there are a lot of hard things that everybody must experience and travel through. And it's important to have something to hold on to through the good times and the bad times. It's important to have faith in something. It's important to have community and friendship and all of those elements around a spiritual perspective, not just around a work perspective, because for many people, work has replaced religion. That is their focus in life. And it's not a bad thing to focus on work. It's not a bad thing to complete tasks and to help people. But we have to know who we are working for and what the bigger picture is. The question is, who is your master? That is the question that we all must ask ourselves. Who is your master? Who do you follow? Because if you don't follow anybody, maybe you have the strength within yourself to make all the decisions that you need to make, but most people don't, right? And it's very easy to manipulate a person who has no direction, right? Like a leaf in the wind. The wind blows this way, the leaf goes this way. The wind blows that way, the leaf goes that way. That's ethics, right? Not the belief, but the leaf in the wind is ethics. Because ethics change depending upon which way the wind blows. If the wind says this is good, and everyone's like, this is good. If the wind says this is bad, everyone's like, this is bad. And it's not really anything solid or firm or grounded. And I think it's important for people to have a grounding in something. And I think that there's no such thing as not having a belief. We all believe in something, whether it's ourselves or our family or our friends or our children or our parents or some pop star or movie idol or whatever. We all believe in something. So it's important to make that thing a good thing and to live with those values. Yeah. Many many people have read many books, but few people have read the most important book. There's a reason for that. It's my Easter lecture here, right? There's a reason for that. The reason is it's difficult. Not that it's not important and not interesting, that it's difficult. And sooner or later, we all need to go there and read that and learn from that. Look around at all the beautiful things, with the beautiful churches and the beautiful cathedrals and all those elements of amazing art that have been created. Everything that is beautiful has a source in God. Everything. And we need to remember that. So when I see people with chocolate eggs and bunny rabbits, and I wonder if maybe they're just missing the point just a little bit. That as human beings, we are all fallen. We're all sinners. We all make mistakes. We all struggle. And through the strength of a good person, a good character, such as Christ, I don't think Christianity is a religion. I think it's a person. I think when you create a religion, you have systems and methods and formulas and buildings, and I don't think that's what it's about. Those things can be good. You need somewhere to meet and something to sing, which is good. But I guarantee you that everything that you find that is good in the world or good in your life will have a source in God, one way or another. And still, I might be wrong. Don't think I am, but I might be. You know, only time will tell. Yeah, only time will tell. Interesting point. Let me finish here. One more minute. An interesting point. Really interesting point. People don't talk about this, but it's very important. Nobody questions the fact that Jesus came back from the dead. If you look back in the history of literature and the history of biblical prophecy, nobody questions that. It's all accepted as fact, which is a bit weird because it seems to be impossible. Maybe it was a trick. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, you can take medicine that makes you look dead, right? And then you come back to life. Maybe it was to do with that, but I think there's much more to it. There's a lot more to it that we don't know, for sure. Anyway, that's my thought. I think it's important to recognize what Easter means in Western culture, and to realize not just that we have time off work, time to relax, time for ourselves, which is very important, but that there's a historical context of what is good. And if we lose it, if we forget about it, if we forget where we've come from, we are not going to go to the right place. So, yeah. And there's a great film. I recommend the film Risen, R-I-S-E-N. it's a film that focuses specifically on Easter. It's in a historical context. It's about the Roman soldier who is given the task of what's he given the task of doing? Making sure that there are no problems around the death of Christ. And obviously there were a lot of problems because apparently he came back to life. And I don't know anybody who doesn't watch the film and go, wow. Right. Wow. So yeah, something relevant for this time of year. So so yay and good. And as a person who has read the Bible 3 times, it doesn't mean anything really, except the fact that every time I read it, I grow in knowledge and become, I think, a little bit wiser. It's a strange thing. It's a very strange thing, and I recommend that that people try to do it. Difficult, very difficult to do. I started in the middle. Isn't that strange? I started in the middle. Yeah, because that's what made sense to me. Bizarre. If you here's a final thought. Final thought. If you look at any piece of great art or great literature, great music, what else is art? I don't know. Or great speech, great architecture. It all has the same source. It all has the same source. Yeah. So shockingly has the same source. Right. I was listening to a Michael Jackson song a little while ago. Billie Jean, famous Michael Jackson song. Most people know it because most people listen to the radio and do 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 do. And there's a line in the song, for 40 days and for 40 nights. It's a biblical reference, right? It's a biblical reference. It's amazing how much of what we follow today has a source that is thousands of years old. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first. A lot of history is lost. We don't know what happened. Who built the pyramids? You know, nobody knows. Right. So happy Easter. He's risen. Our sins are forgiven. And that's powerful. That's really powerful. When I was a kid, I'll finish. This will be the absolute last one, right? Because it's Easter. When I was very small, my parents sent me to Sunday school, which is a religious school on a Sunday for children. I really didn't enjoy it very much. It was not fun for me. I left eventually because it wasn't fun. And things for children should be fun, right? And it wasn't fun. But I learned the Lord's Prayer there, and we're told in the Lord's Prayer to forgive others, and I think that is a really, really, really important meaning that people need to hold on to and remember every day. Look around the world and everyone's going through a problem. Everyone's going through a difficult phase, a difficult time. And it's important to extend that empathy. And not everybody needs to be reminded about it, because some people live in a very empathetic state and understand it naturally. But it's good to talk about it and remember. It will hopefully prevent problems and conflicts. Because all conflicts come from the me, ego aspect of the human character. Two people want two different things for themselves. There is no resolution to that problem. Can't be solved. Can't be solved except through the acceptance of Christ as a mediator. That conflict cannot be solved because we don't have that ability. We're not superhuman. We're only human. So it's very interesting to watch conflicts and realize that, as always, the solution to the problem is very different from what people think it is. It's always very different from what people think it is. Because the problem is not what people think it is. The problem is not the picture on the wall, or the fact the car won't start, or that someone's wearing the wrong t-shirt. That's not the problem. It's never the problem. The problem is always something else, somewhere else. When we understand that, we can let go of things and move on. There we go. Right. I just don't know where that came from. Those are my Easter weekend thoughts, because it's a very powerful time, and if you can harness that energy and use it in the right way, it's a good thing.